All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever installment of, I don't know what we're going to call this, but whatever this is, where I kind of walk you through my process of arranging and composing, but mostly arranging and orchestrating for now. So you've got this gig coming up in about a month at Dizzy's with the Future of Jazz Orchestra, and we're playing the music of Noah Halpern. So all I've got is this lead sheet and this recording, and there's another recording. We'll listen to that in just a second. And I don't really have any ideas of where we're gonna go with this, but um, yeah, I thought it'd be cool to show everybody just kind of where I start, and then hopefully that'll help you do whatever it is you got to do with your music. All right, so this is what we got. So you're starting at D, letter D. Okay, so then they play solos over these changes. There's a break here, so they're doing that kind of similar to the in the head. So that's the first recording, and they do it again as an interlude. They only play letter D, and it's a little faster. It sounds like this. And then they kind of rip. So I really don't have, like I said, I don't know any kind of don't have any roadmap yet of what I want to do, which is why I'm taking everybody along for the ride. I think I am going to grab some of these lines that Micah's playing here, definitely in this part, for when we do that again at the end, or maybe even in the slower one. So the only thing that I've done so far is, uh, here we go, is I brought in the lead sheet, and then I put it in into Sibelius, so you guys didn't have to watch me do that. So, all right, cool. So, um, they started it at the very end with a piano intro. I may or may not have a piano intro. Um, let's get the tempo right. Hold on just a second. Yeah, bear with me here. This is my first time like doing this, so we're just figuring it out. Let's say quarter note equals, he didn't give a tempo, it was like 180 maybe. Let's see how this is. Yeah, something I like to do in Sibelius, I always turn the reverb all the way off on all the instruments, and I also like to have the metronome going the whole time. The metronome just kind of helps me, you know, hear everything very, very clearly, know exactly where everything's supposed to go. Yeah, so like I said, they started um with this part right here. Oh, wrong note there, see? Yeah, in Noah's chart, he had a key signature. I'm gonna just cut the E flat key signature just because the harmony is so chromatic. I think that's gonna mess me up ultimately. So I only write with a key signature if it's really, really diatonic. Um, okay, all right. Well, just get started. Yeah. So the intro. I usually don't start out writing with an intro. Just because I usually like to have the intro be something that's derived from the whole rest of the chart, and I haven't written the rest of the chart yet. So it's hard to know. So maybe there will be a piano intro. Maybe it'll start with this. Maybe it'll be this with the ensemble. Maybe there'll be something else. I don't know. But what I do know is that this is really the top of the head. So we start out with this part. All right. Um, so a good way to start out is just you could just put the bass line here, boom, in the bass part. Copy paste and then down an octave. Because eventually we'll cut all of this out of the we'll cut this out and we'll still have the bass part going. So this will be helpful for as we're kind of removing stuff to have this foundation. Okay. So let's see. What would be nice? Could start with some trombones. It's kind of like painting. I just like to just get something on the canvas or the score like C F B flat, and then we could do something like that, or maybe we want this. We could put it in the saxophones. Oh, also good to determine here. I usually like to do soprano, alto, tenor, tenor, barry, kind of like Thad would do. But I mean, obviously that changes really often. But it's just something I like to start out with, thinking, oh, that's gonna be nice. Let's do the saxophones, and then maybe read one could be like flute, like high. Um, let's see, we'll do flute. My Sibelius is all messed up because I have. And it's a whole thing, but flute, it's German. It's got German instruments. Doesn't, it's a whole thing. All right, we can cut that and then make this read one. And then I like to put in just the names of the instruments at the beginning, because they need to see that on the part. So flute, and then read two is alto, and then read three is tenor, tenor, and then barry. Okay. Yeah. See, I started out, I was like, oh, trombones, but I wanted a four note chord, so I was like, oh, let's do saxes, and that's really good. This is a great register for the saxes, just having them pretty low. It's gonna sound pretty full. So, I mean, this is your classic, fourths, McCoy Tyner, Bill Evans kind of voicing. All right. Um, so let's just kind of outline the harmony here to start out with. I may end up cutting this, but just good to so we have B, and then just good to have something to work with. So not too much motion in those two voices, but sounds nice. Why is the metronome? Does the metronome have reverb? Maybe I'm just hearing things. All right. And then I said we would have flute here. That's an annoying thing about Sibelius is it deletes stuff, but and then right. It's a great register for flute. Flute can play really high. It's usually higher than you think. Like it's something I used to get wrong. I think a lot of people get wrong. Just writing flute too low. This is a great register for it right here. Okay. And then let's have because it's Noah's chart, let's I wish I knew which chair he's playing. I'm gonna guess usually plays four. I'm gonna guess he's playing four. Like I said, you can always go back and change it, but something I like to do a lot is flute and trumpet in unison or in octaves unison. Um, nice. That sounds good. This note, I think they're playing it short. Da 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 da. And then this one needs to be, this one's kind of long. Da 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 or da da da. We can let's listen to the recording. How are they doing it? Oh, they play ba da da ba da 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 da. What was it? Let's listen one more time. So yeah, I was right. Da 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 da. All right, so already it's just like at least we got something going, you know? Like I may cut this and then I may down the road write something else where I'm, you know, in a different chorus where I'm like, oh, that's way better. Let's do it again at the beginning. But at least we got something going to start out with. We could trombones could play something there too. Trombones could play like all they could all play like a unison G. So this is nice counterpoint because this note that the trombones are playing is not in any other voice. It's coming, the G's coming up, so maybe we're revealing it, but maybe let's do it on the end of three. Da, ga, ga. Whoops. Da, da, da. Ooh, let's maybe we can make it more melodic. It doesn't need to be just be one note. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. Let's try that. And then da da da. All right, I like that. So see how the melody, ba, and then I took ba ba doo da, and then I did it, I guess, fourth away. Whoops, or a fifth away rather. Da doo da doo da, ba doo da, da, da. Then it could go down to yeah, it could go down to F here because there if we keep on harmonizing this E flat over G. Actually, I already know the voicing I want to use for that. If I tie this over, there would be an F in that one, so we could find a different note. Because if we do this, it's the modern jazz voicing. All right. All right. There we go. And then, whoops, that sounds hip, but not the right chord. There we go. What's going on? Oh, Key signature. There we go. Did all right, so there's already B flat in the melody, so we don't really need that. Don't mind that. Don't love that as much. Try A. No, not definitely not A. What other notes do we have? Chat, what other notes are there? I mean, this is already so strong on its own, but this isn't a great melody. He's just going he or she. I like the D there. Uh, we could keep actually. We could. Something like that. Put that in the other three. So playing unison. This is a nice strong register for the trombones too. They love playing like these parts that are kind of you know, not super super high. Like it's a comfortable register, but it's powerful enough that you can really hear. Um, you can hear it versus like listen to what it would sound like if it's an octave lower. It kind of gets lost. Because it's too much in the register of these guys. So if we bring it an octave up, it's just comfortably right above what they're doing, but it's not really in the way of the trumpet. Definitely not in the way of the flute. And I may cut all of this, who knows, but at least we're getting something down, right? It's just got to start somewhere. Okay, I think here we should change the orchestration. Instead of having well, maybe not, because what do we have going on here? Ooh, this would be nice to have the trombones pick up the accompaniment here. So originally I was thinking, let's have the trombones take over the accompaniment here, do something like, something like this, something kind of simple. Um, whoops, F, A flat, and then E flat, and then nice, great melody. Whoops. That does sound nice, but we can put this, this would still sound good in the saxophones. And I actually kind of like this. Whoops. What did I do? Staccato. Never know where that button is. All right. Hopefully I'm not mumbling too much. And then, and this sounds nice right here. But I think we can do this if we just like put it here, it'll still work. We can add another voice. I think so. I think it would be good to continue the orchestration here where the trombones are playing counter melodies. Again, we may cut this, maybe too much for just beginning of the chart, but at least we have it there if we want it. Continue the saxes here. And then once we get to here, because I saw this, I'm looking at how much space there is. Like I'm seeing all this space here. It's nice to vary the orchestration because this is technically, this is letter B here. Oops. What did I do? Oh, there we go. Let's put some rehearsal marks in. So once we get to letter B, it's nice to vary the orchestration. As the chart evolves, the listener's perception of the piece kind of changes. So the orchestration needs to change too. So rather than shifting it up here, which is too early, we're on like literally measure. Let's change that measure. New bar number. We're on bar like 3 and 4. Let's wait till maybe bar 9 to introduce a new idea. Let's stick with what we were doing before. What would it sound like without the trombones? We'll do this. Ah, damn, I hate when that happens. Sorry, guys. So yeah, this is nice. I just feel like it's too much. It's too down the middle, you know? So it's too close to what, the original was, which was just like more of like a quintet arrangement. This is kind of what you would expect out of, oh, quintet arrangement, let me orchestrate for big band to the melody, plus counterpoint. Um, so what I think I might do is I'm going to leave the trombones here. And what I think would be nice is to give a little, instead of is to maybe integrate this into this part here and then leave the space for the trombones. And that's gonna accomplish is um what that's gonna accomplish is gonna give the saxes more melodic material. It's not gonna feel too cluttered right at the beginning. And then it's also going to uh it's gonna just make it more interesting. Like this part felt like if I cut this. These are just chords. They're nice chords, but they're also just chords, and every chart has chords. So we got to do better than that. If we want to write something really good, we got to write, um, we got to write some figures. Get into it. So let's see what did the trombones have. Ba-do-da, ba-dum, bum, ba-do-da, ba-do-da. Also, I may be completely wrong on everything, and that's totally okay. Sometimes I'll be like, that was a good idea. We should do this for this reason, and then, change your mind and then go back to the original or whatever. So, doo-doo-doo, ba-doo-da, oh, ba-doo-da-da-da. That's already so much more melodic. Ba-doo-da-doo-doo. Like listen to this, and then listen to how that relates to this. See, I don't love the counterpoint here. Love that minor ninth there, resolving to a perfect fifth. So we need to change this chord a little bit. We could make this and not a D. We could do, or let's chord B flat over A flat. We could do F. Let's hear this. Now I'm not super into this. That's kind of a nice melody also. Let's do, let's get a little crazy. Do a bigger jump. Let's see, what does that sound like if we do that? That's kind of nice too. What if we did a C? I don't love how much that gets into the, to the register of the trumpet. Let's do this. Let's see what that sounds like. That's already so much more melodic than what we had. So by taking the role that the trombones had, and which this line is kind of a throwaway in terms of it's just it's just kind of based on this, and then it's you know just chromatic down. Tons of charts will do stuff like that. This is a much more interesting melody. Um, so okay, so then we can harmonize this, and then we'll move this over to this beat, and then whoops. Also, I have no idea how long I've been recording for. Is there a way I can see that? What time did I start? What time is it? 10:45? Maybe we're going like half an hour, whatever. It'll be however long it is. Okay. So where were we? All right. So this note here, something I like to do that's pretty easy. It's just whenever a note comes back in a line, you can bring that back. That'll help keep the shape of the line. So here, he's going up by a fourth. I'm saying he. I mean, it could be he or she. It doesn't. Okay. Let's see. And then this is going up by a second. So let's see if we just do everything scale wise, what would that sound like? Not half bad. Not too bad. Um, this could be like a B flat over. Don't love that, but let's see what it sounds like. It's already so much more interesting than what we had before. Oops, let's hear just the saxes. That's so like, and that's this kind of minor second here is sort of foreshadowing what we're going to hear in the next part. But we're here, so but it's here. It's in the background. Here it'll be in the foreground, right? When and this that'll be in the form of a minor. The minor second is going to expand. It'll be a minor ninth because we have the flute. So then see we have this already idea. This is going to have to come back a bunch of times in the chart. Like this rhythm, da 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 da. It's great, swinging. Even though it's straight, it's has some syncopations. So this is like our main idea, one of our main ideas that we're probably going to use in this chart. We could even let's add one more voice here. So what chord is this? F minor 9. So we have easy. What note are we gonna do? F, A flat, doom. We could actually do a B flat here. I mean, there's tons of options. It's so rich. We could also could do it, change it up. Not good with ledger lines. Oh, but this has the G. Let me make A flat. That's really nice too. Guys, I'm looking at I was thinking about that one because I look think about our bass line here. And then what chord comes next? E minor 9, but that's at the end of 4. And then what note is this? Is this an E flat? Could be nice to make this a B flat sus. Still in the family of F minor 9. Um, and see how here because there's E flat in the melody, I'm trying to avoid putting it in the voicing. Same thing here. Because G is in the melody, I'm trying to avoid putting it in the voicing. Sometimes it's unavoidable and you need to have more kind of consonants by doubling, but as much as possible, that's how you're going to get these rich harmonies is by having really good counterpoint. So it's going to be good melody bass relationship, um, you know, making sure things are landing on strong beats, like nice consonances. Something we'll talk about, I guess, in a maybe later episode in more in depth. But for now, that's kind of my reasoning as to what I'm doing here. So let's listen to this from the top. Ooh, ooh, got a big opportunity here. We could make this. Think about nice. That's nice. Cool. Also, this may be overwriting. It's better to overwrite and then edit than to just go. Let's go up the scale. Um, what note is that? F. That's a nice melody. Let's see what do these two sound like. Kind of into that. Let's see what this sounds like. We're not married to any of these ideas. We're just trying stuff out. So here we kind of run into an issue. So what can we do? We could make this voicing crazy. Ooh, I'm kind of into that too. But I don't think it's in the character of the piece. It's too different. Uh, let's see. So arranging is all about creative problem solving. Maybe the bottom two voices can take off on their own, and then top two. So let's just hear this. The top two can join in a second. Um, I don't even love this one actually. I kind of just I love this. This is amazing. But then ba-da-da, ba-da-da. I mean these are all, these are all pretty good melodies. Like that. Let's hear all these all together. Also, I'm not concerned with minor nines at all. Those are add a lot of character to me. If it's a good melody, this is a great melody right here, what Noah wrote. And then I wrote my own melody, simple. I didn't invent the scale, but so I'm really not concerned with that. To me, that's it's like adding character. It's like, two cars are driving and then, you know, they have a little collision for a second, but it's okay, and they just keep on driving. That's fine. I'm okay with it. So already we're already got something, you know what I mean? Just saxes are doing their thing. Trombones, we kind of cut them, and this is um so okay, so let's look ahead a little bit. So I think what I'm gonna do, let's listen, I want to listen again. That's something I do also is listen back to the original a lot of times. Um well, maybe our tempo's a little bit fast. Let's listen, let's cut that down. Maybe I have the faster tempo from like the other from the second one. Let's listen to this again. Okay. So maybe my tempo is a little bit faster. Oh man. See, this feels like it shouldn't be da do do da, it should be da da. It just needs to have it needs to breathe a little bit, I think. So instead of making this short, let's just cut that. Let's make these all long. Like I was writing those eighth notes because I thought we're at a faster tempo, like we can have a little bit more momentum there. But when I'm hearing them play this, it's a very different vibe from, when they're ripping from that sort of thing. So there on the end when on the second one when they're all going crazy, which I know is a different section, but aesthetically speaking, we can have more going on. But here, this is the beginning of the chart. Let's maybe chill out a little bit, introduce some ideas, but mostly just let the melody speak. Like that. I like that. Oh man, this is nice. Let's let's continue the orchestration here. So let's continue that. And again, all of this can change. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. Maybe this is notice this. G flat, a little bit high, but Sibelius will tell you if and I'm not the best doubles writer in the world, so flute players chime in. Is this note cool? Is this note not cool? It seems a little high, but also I think it's I mean it's not in the stratosphere that much. So all right, it'd be nice to do a little pyramid action here. Um, let's do 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 da da do da da do dee da do do da da do da. So maybe something like this. Mm, and then he's got to come in here. She's got to come in on just kind of do some fourths. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. No, don't love it. Do-do-da. Um, let's see. What can we do? I mean, let's continue it. Let's not rule it out. And then we'll get this sorted out. I'll show you guys. This is a special way I like to write pyramids that really helps. I don't love that. Mm, but I like that. I like that a lot more. Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great because it's the melody then picks up. So then keeps going. Keeps going. So check this out. So what we can do, it's the way I like to write pyramids. I'm sure I learned this at MSM when I was there, is to give the player the note that the person before them plays for a stronger entrance. Um, so this, for example, here, we'll listen to this isolated in a second. And then let's hold this over. This can be like this. Whoops. Fine. And then, so if you listen here, so but this person, this part will be like they're playing, and then if we listen to the whole thing, it sounds like this. That sounds great. All right, let's see what this is right here. Boom. It's like the whole phrase just builds right into the trumpet and flute taking over again. So let's listen to this. No idea how long this video is gonna be, but whatever. I like that. I love this. Sounds great. This might be the only thing I keep. It could just be trumpet and flute. We cut the saxes, the rhythm section plays, and then boom, trombones come in. I mean, it's try not to get married to any ideas. Yeah, try not to get married to any ideas that I might have that I'm like, this has to be here, whatever. Um, C minor. So he wrote C minor 5. As an arranger, we can overrule some things. And what I might do is I just I love this idea so much. I really want that chord to move into like another C minor chord, like another rich C minor chord, and not necessarily just C and G. I mean, I also don't love the melody counterpoint there. What could we do? We could put it over G, we could put it over E flat, put it over B flat, we could put it over E flat. The bass can play C, but we could play, but like, what if we do something like this? Just, it's all about trying stuff out, you know? We'll keep that. And then uh we do so trumpet can I'll trumpet will keep this on G because I want to make sure I give the melody some space. I don't want to put it up to B flat there. So then maybe this needs to come down to B flat, and this can go up to F could be nice. What does this sound like? That's nice. And the bass can be on C. I like that. We'll keep that. So we did 3 bars of saxes, 3 bars of trombone, or 1 bar of 2 bars of trombones. So what we can do as the melody moves up here, we'll go do some contrary motion action. Just do our nice little fourth voicing that everybody loves. Or maybe not. Maybe we just do some fifths. And then so that'll give us a nice minor ninth there. Minor ninths, a lot of character. We love them. Don't like that. I don't like the A. I don't want to put a C there because that's in the bass. I don't want to put a D because that's gonna clash with the melody. So I like the B flat there. What's that? It's kind of interesting. I don't love the two G's though. What should we do? We could do an F, but that's not a great melody. We could do this guy goes up to F, and then this guy goes up to D. That's the best one so far. All right, so now we can. What if this went up to C? Yeah. We could also make this one short. Up. And then again, same the melody goes. Uh, we can't change the melody. We can't really change the bass. But let's see, what could we do? It's also nice to let the lead trumpet rest here. I didn't mention that. It's good to give the lead trumpet a lot of rests. Okay, okay. Here, I think what I want to do is actually, when I just said, good to give the lead trumpet a lot of rest, we're gonna bring him in. Time. It's time to roll, baby. Come on. All right. Okay. This is just a nice. I think this would be great harmonized for the whole brass section with this on top. So maybe I like to think a lot about opposites when I'm writing. Maybe the opposites that we're establishing here is that this part here has very varied orchestration. Saxes, got a pyramid, and then it's gonna be the whole brass section playing together, and then with this on top consistently. This part is gonna have to be a very different style of arranging in terms of the of or oh, sorry, not arranging, of orchestration. So we'll do something way more consistent, probably simpler here too. Like, what do we got? So ba da do 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 da, you know, do do ba ba do da. So da da do do da, be da do da 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 do da, be da do da da dee da da dee da do da, something like that. Maybe for these bars it kind of locks in, but orchestrationally, where I'm thinking simple here, we're gonna lock in on those chords here, and then and this part will be maybe more complementary to the melody, maybe more of a not complementary, contrapuntal. There we go, using those big words. All right, music school words. Okay, so let's write some brass chords. Here we go. I think we're coming up on an hour here. Trying to not make this thing go too long, but maybe you guys like that. I don't know. You can let me know. So I'm just putting this melody in here. That's gonna be way too high, just so we have the rhythm at least. They're not all gonna play unison. Um, so let's harmonize this. So let's do, ooh, we could do four part harmony would be nice. So we're gonna do like a tutti voicing where the whole section's playing the same four notes. So we'll do, and it's all gonna be in closed position from the trumpets. So we're gonna go no roots, ideally, if we can avoid it. Um, so it'll be this, because we have, I mean, there's already a root there, but what note are we missing? Oh, we're missing an E. Ooh. We kind of want an E, but if we put the E right here, it's going to be like it's going to be too close to this. The that's B, why is that B flat? That's wrong. There we go. I don't hate it, but let's see what the E flat sounds like. I like that. I like that better. It just gives more space to the melody to breathe. It's all about clarity, giving space to let the melody do its thing. You know, Noah wrote a great song, so I don't want to get in the way of that. I just want to show it in a different light. Uh, so then here I'm thinking, all right, going down third, boom. This guy can go down a third as well. Could or a second or third, it's just similar shape. It doesn't have to all be like a science. Here we can definitely get this E here. So it's kind of an E major 7. I mean, different accidentals, but whatever. We'll change all the accidentals at the end to make it more legible. And then here, we keep going on this E major 7 sound over G flat. That'll be nice. B, A flat. I mean, this is a C flat, so whatever, same thing. Let's actually make the lead trumpet pick up here, just because look at this. This is kind of a weird melody for it's just anticlimactic for them to play that. So we'll put it here. Whoops. Makes way more sense here. And spoiler alert, all pretty much all the techniques you're seeing me do right now. I mean, I'm, know some other ones, but I use a lot of these in basically every chart, in different capacities. So just this is classic arranging stuff. This guy's boom, all down an octave, and let's hear that. It's gonna be great, you know? Maybe, whoops, didn't mean to do that. So maybe here the trombones could take over. That'd be nice. That'd be a good spot. Um, or maybe everybody can play here. Maybe that's for episode 2. Maybe I'll do that solo. But let's see, because I think we're coming up on an hour. I don't want this thing to go too long. So take some time, wrote what, 8 bars in like an hour, but really with these 8 bars, I mean, this is one idea that can come back. Something, sim pyramid idea or descending pyramid maybe. This is a really nice melody that can come back too. Da da dee da dee da 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 or whatever it might be. It's nice to try to draw from, and you see, kind of see how I got in a weird way. I manipulated this da da da, which was in the trombones, to get to this sort of thing. So, yeah, maybe we'll do episode 2. Um, maybe I'll keep going in episode 2. Maybe that's not for today. We'll see. But here's listen one more time. All right, I like it. I haven't even saved. Always make sure to save. All right. I don't really know how to end this, so be sure to like and subscribe and let me know if you guys have any feedback on how I'm doing with this, if the audio was bad or you have questions or just let me know. Yeah, we're trying it out. All right. Peace out. We'll see you next time.